Hello, everyone. This is Rhonda J. Smith, certified holistic health practitioner and owner of Soul Delights, a company to help you to attain and maintain your health naturally by not using pharmaceuticals or surgical means. And I welcome you to today's broadcast. I am going to be talking a lot about what can help your body to be strong and healthy, to help to support it from any type of pathogens that may come your way. Now, I'm going to pause just for a minute because I did promise some people that I was going to them. And so I'm going to do that right now. And even as I'm doing that, as you make in to the broadcast, I want you to just give a shout hello, or you can also type in any questions that you may have for me. I already have for you what I am going to say. There may be some things that you want to know. And so I want to be able to get you connected to what I may be able to offer you. So let me just to be able to do that. And I will continue on. All right. So for whatever reason, this is not working for me. So I'm going to press on and I hope they catch me, even if I have to do it on the replay. I would love to have them live. And I must apologize right now to Michelle and Chevelle because you asked me to tag you and even Sharon. So I do hope that you catch the broadcast, but I do need to press on. So we know there's been a lot of talk lately about what people have been doing to help them against this coronavirus attack. And the federal government is on the case in terms of making sure that people aren't making false claims. I am so glad, Varla, that you made it. I could not tag you for whatever reason, so I'm glad you are here. So they have really come down hard on people who say they have a cure for the coronavirus. Now, I've said time and time again on my broadcast, and I will say it again. I will not tell you that I have a cure for anything. I don't even think medical doctors can tell you that. They should not. They can prescribe medicine to help you with a particular issue that you have. However, my job as a holistic health care practitioner is to give you things that will help your body systems and organs to be able to be strong to fight off any pathogens that may come your way, whatever it is, be it a bacteria, be it a virus, whatever that is harmful to your system and that is not innate to your system. So a lot of people have been talking recently about making sure to improve your immune system so that you can fight off the coronavirus, that you can fight off any other types of viruses. There's been a lot of talk about making sure you get a lot of vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin A, zinc, and magnesium. And as a holistic healthcare practitioner, I say yay and amen to those things because these are things that will definitely help to improve your overall health. And a lot of times these things have been controversial from a medical point of view because they don't have necessarily these broad bodies of study that say that these vitamins and minerals, which we know God has put on this earth to help us, will do any good to your body as it relates to COVID. So let me just say, vitamins and minerals in general, you should be taking into your body because they are good for you. That is my belief. The Bible tells us, and those of you who've heard me before know that I am a Christian. And so I am informed from a biblical world view. And the word of God says that God has given us everything we need for life and godliness. That life meaning to sustain our lives, and godliness is to be able to live in a godly way. But I want to focus on He has given us what we need for life. And one thing that the word of God also says that life is in the blood. We know that blood allows us to have life. when we have a loss of blood, we are losing life if we don't totally lose it, but we are declining in our health, our life. Also, we need to have a good quality of blood in order for us to have good life. We need to have that. And so we are going to talk today about the importance of having a good quality of life in our blood. Particularly, I'm focusing on, even as the title suggests today, oxygen ability for good health. We need oxygen availability. It needs to be available to us. And we need oxygen ability. It needs to be able to be used by our bodies in order for us to benefit from them. So there has been a lot of talk about availability, and we're going to talk about that in the next segment. Do we have good oxygen, good air to be able to get that oxygen? But even if we have good quality air, we are not able to process it if we don't have the right internal um, conditions in our body. If our internal conditions are not right, even if the air is there, even if the oxygen is there, we won't be able to use it to our benefit. And so today I want us to discuss that challenge, particularly again in light of the coronavirus. We all know, it's been said time and time again, that the people who have had the most problems typically with the coronavirus are those who have pre-existing conditions. And a lot of those pre-existing conditions are respiratory issues. People who have asthma, people who have COPD, and of course, caught up in the COPD is emphysema. So any type of breathing issues, bronchitis, allergies, those types of things. And so we want to talk about making sure that our internal terrain, the inside of our bodies, are strong to be able to fight off anything that comes our way, because people who have these pre-existing conditions have a harder chance. They have a harder time to fight off. They cannot fight off as well as people who have stronger body systems. And so we want to look at that today in light of COVID. Whether you've had it or not, that's not the issue. I'm just speaking in terms of what we need to do in general for our bodies to have good health, to be able to fight anything that comes its way. So we think about the whole idea of breathing, because we know, again, that's one of the main issues people have been having with COVID, is the ability not to be able to breathe. And we know breathing is simply the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. That's the breathing process. You're taking in oxygen for life, and you're expelling the carbon dioxide, which is a poison. And so many times when we have trouble breathing, we're of course suffocating, but it could be because we're being poisoned, because we cannot expel the carbon dioxide. We cannot expel the carbon dioxide. And there could be many reasons for this. People are having trouble breathing. People are put on ventilators to try to provide some relief. And there have been many reports, in some instances, the ventilators don't work. Well, let me tell you about a study that one of my colleagues, who's also a registered nurse, shared with me. And it was a study done in China that talked about how oxygen is being deprived in the body from this coronavirus, how oxygen is being deprived. And so the name of this study, because I definitely want to attribute that so you all recognize what it is. I'm getting up the exact name of the study right now. It's called COVID-19 Attacks the 1 beta chain of hemoglobin and captures porphyrin to inhibit human heme metabolism. Okay, so that's all this medical terminology. Was a study that was done in Yibin University in China. But the bottom line is this. Here is the summary. Now, I'm telling you this because These are medical doctors that are saying that COVID is not presenting itself as it normally does with people who have respiratory issues, having a whole lot of phlegm, that type of thing, even though there may be some present. But they're saying the real issue is the fact that the hemoglobin cannot carry the oxygen, the iron that helps to carry the oxygen in the blood throughout the body. That's the issue that is being caused. This is what these doctors are saying, that there is being a blockage. The oxygen is not being able to be carried throughout the blood. So this is important because people who have pre-existing conditions already have a problem with oxygen being carried throughout their bodies. Now, we all are supposed to have reserve levels of oxygen in our bodies, but when we have bad health habits, we end up depleting the oxygen that is in our body. So again, it lessens our chances for our bodies to be able to fight the way they need to be able to receive the breath that it needs to be healthy, strong, and even alive. And so let's look at the fact that we need to make sure that we have good health practices so that we can build up our oxygen reserve to be able to have available to our bodies that reserve when it may be under attack. When we're having oxygen that's under attack, we need to have some in reserve. So, how are we doing that? I'm proposing 3 ways that we need to make sure that we're doing this in order to have good health, regardless of the state we're in. This is not just about coronavirus. This is anytime you need to have good health so that you can have good oxygen levels so that your body can be able to use what is available to you. Number one, I want to tell you that you need to work. We all need to work, not just you. We all need to work on decreasing our inflammation. The inflammatory markers in our bodies are elevated when we eat foods and we have other habits that increase inflammation in our bodies. And so we know a lot of those types of foods are fried foods that cause inflammation. Pork can cause inflammation. So those are just a couple things. We'll talk about that a little bit later as I get to what it is that we need to do externally. But we need to decrease inflammation in our body. Junk food, soda pop, all those things cause inflammation in your bodies. And when you have inflammation, particularly in those of you who have respiratory issues, you know this. It causes you not to be able to breathe because your lungs are swollen, other body systems are swollen, and it prevents what? Free flow of oxygen coming in so that you can breathe. So we want to work to decrease the inflammation level. Angela, I'm so glad you're listening. Again, we're talking about things internally, things that are going on internally to our bodies that prevent us from being able to use oxygen. And oxygen, inflammation, high inflammation levels. The second area that I want to talk about, now, mind you, I'm giving you just 3. There could be others. There are others. These are just the 3 that I find that most people deal with. A lot of my clients come to me with, and this is what I want to tell you. You focus on these areas, you're not only helping your body to be able to produce more oxygen and use more oxygen, but you're able to have health in other areas as well. So again, decrease inflammation. Secondly, you want to balance your sugar level. Balance your sugar levels. Now, you may not be diabetic, but you may know that your sugar could be too high. And that was one of the things I shared on a call yesterday, that I was able to do some assessing of my own son from a natural health point of view. He has been chronically sick since September, and he's had a lot of inflammation. They knew he was inflamed. Nobody can pinpoint what was going on with him. Went to a hematologist, went to the GI doctor, we went to an allergist, we went to an infectious disease doctor. Nobody can pinpoint what was going on with him. But praise be to God, he allowed me to be able to do an assessment with my equipment that I have, and I was able to see that though he has not been medically diagnosed as diabetic, not medically diagnosed with high blood pressure, his sugar level is too high. His salt level is too high. And all his symptoms were correlating with what happens when you have these areas that are too high, and his pH balance was off. That's the balance of acid and base in your body. You need to have, again, everything needs to be in balance. So I could see what's going on with him, and I knew what to do. And Jennifer, I know that you know. Thank you for chiming in. And so when you need to balance your sugar levels, because check this, and some of you who know, who have low sugar levels, you know this. When you have low sugar levels, sometimes you get too faint, right? What's going on is that there is not enough oxygen available to your cells. When you have low sugar, you don't have enough sugar in your body. Your body needs sugar. It's fuel for you, but it needs to be in balance. When you don't have enough, it's not available for your cells to use. And conversely, the other end of the spectrum, when you have high sugar, it means that you have oxygen present. You have oxygen there, but it is not available for your body to use. So it's this sugar, too much of it is preventing your body from being able to use the oxygen that's there. Okay, so we need to have balanced sugar levels. So decrease inflammation, balance the sugar, and then you want to decrease the fatty foods. I know we like fried foods. I know we like ribs, all these types of things, but we got to cut it out. Okay. I'm not saying you can't have some every now and then, even though I know it's not good for my body. And I stay away from those things every now and then, but I'm being a vegetarian right about now. I kind of go with whatever God tells me because he knows what my body needs when it needs it. Okay. Well, we know that fatty foods not only clog your arteries, right? But they clog your blood. Your blood becomes tacky, it becomes sticky. And guess what? We said earlier that life is in the blood, right? The heme in the blood carries oxygen that you need throughout your body because your cells need to be oxygenated. Your organs, all of those things need to be oxygenated so that they have life, so that they thrive. And when your blood is clogged, it's sticky and tacky, it gets stuck. It cannot move. And so when it can't move, it cannot carry the oxygen that you need so that you have life throughout your body. You won't be able to even breathe properly. So the bottom line is this. This message today is about the need for us to have oxygen, and not just oxygen available to us. We're going to talk more about that in the next broadcast, but in terms of even our bodies being able to use the oxygen that's available, we have to make sure that our internal terrain is strong enough to be able to receive the oxygen to be able to be used how we need it to be used for life in our bodies. Yes, we need vitamins, we need minerals. These are essential for a strong immune system, but the body also needs oxygen. We need to be able to breathe. So, you change your internal health by decreasing inflammation, by balancing your sugar level, and decreasing your fatty foods. That will help you to be able to have the life that you need. Truly, having the ability to use oxygen is a matter of life and death. And so I thank you so much for listening to my broadcast. I'm passionate about this. It is so much that I have learned over the course of the years, even before I became a certified holistic health practitioner. I've done studies over the years myself and have been able to balance out my body systems when doctors could not tell me what I could do to help bring myself into alignment. So I want to be able to help you do that. I like that you come here and get information, but I want you to invest in yourself by even investing in me. And right now, I have a program that I'm offering that I'm running a special on. You get 50% off through April 30th. It's called Your Fast for Life. And it's exactly what it says. You know, you need to be able to stay away from certain things so that you have life. And I can help you to do that. It's a 40-day online program. So even in this COVID state, there's nowhere for you to go. I created this program even before this time, where you get information daily about how to change your relationship with food, and you get recipes in the last few weeks of it, recipes, grocery shopping list, and a menu plan to help you. Everything delivered to you by email. You get weekly calls with other people on the program and with me. You can ask me any question that you want. And this is a real discount because when I do one-on-ones with people, you're paying hourly and you can only talk to me within that time, but you get a weekly call. You can ask me anything you want. So it's like 4 weeks of calls. So I want you to check that out at my website, which is Soul Delights. Again, that's the owner of the name of my company that I own, www.souldelights.com, www.souldelights.com. And you can also check out my Facebook page, Soul Delights. Thank you so much for listening in. I look forward to talking with you. I'm going to look over here. I saw some comments, but I don't think I had any questions. All right. Thank you so much. I'm glad you got some good information. God bless you. I hope to see you next time. Next time, I will be broadcasting live on Monday, April 27th, from the Alpha Kappa Alpha Alpha Rho Omega Facebook page, where we are doing various broadcasts to be able to help you with your nutrition and wellness. I am the chairman of the Nutrition and Wellness Committee, and we have exercises that can help you to build your immune system. That's on Monday. So I hope you join there. Bye. Take care.